It was around 8 o'clock, 8:30 at night.
911, help, help, heart attack.
What is the address of the emergency, ma'am?
Remarkable Drive, I'm in my car.
I remember it being one of those real cold nights, you know, I think it was in the teens that night.
What I want you to do is I want you to count out loud for me, okay?
He was unconscious, not breathing. And so we immediately start the call, send police and fire.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He just took a breath. 7, 8, 9, 10.
Okay, you keep going at that pace.
We got dispatched to what we call a code 99, which generally means that someone has gone down and their heart has stopped.
He dragged Cliff out into the snow on the ground and continued to do CPR till other first responders arrived.
She was upset and frantic and whatnot. You know, Barb's a small lady, and I got to give her credit. She was doing great compressions in the front seat of a car.
Put the seat back.
Okay, put the seat back as far as you can get it.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Not only do I not remember that night, I don't remember the week before. I don't remember any of the first 7 to 10 days afterwards.
We're gonna look, listen, and feel, and trying to, feel for a pulse real quick. No longer than 10 seconds. If you don't hear anything and you don't hear them breathing normally, then yeah, we want you to go ahead and start CPR.
And what is your first name, ma'am? And tell me exactly what happened.
That day, we had gone out to some friends. It had snowed a lot by the time we got back, so we did a little shoveling, and Cliff was feeling very faint. He came upstairs and said, for some reason, his pulse was up to 129. He said, ER, get me to ER. And we got about 1 block from this house when I looked over at Cliff and he was totally slumped over.
911, help, help.
He's not breathing. One moment, ma'am, I'm getting help on the way to you. It takes the police and the fire trucks and the medics, a little bit extra time on icy roads to get there. And she had pulled off onto the side of the road when he collapsed and was doing CPR on the side of the road in her vehicle.
I ended up getting up here first and found Barb doing CPR on Cliff in her car, basically parked in this intersection right here at Overlook, and realized this was not a good situation.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Here I was, spread on top of him doing CPR. I have no idea how long that lasted. I was in a time warp, so I don't know how many minutes it took to get the first responder, which was Kevin.
1, 2, still here.
Just keep going. You keep going.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Can I jump in there?
Yes, yes, yes.
When we respond, we're trained to get the compressions going and keep them going.
This is the literal life and death that all the firemen and EMS workers get into this whole career for.
At some point, finally, the EMTs arrived and the ambulance arrived, and what we were told is it took about 45 minutes from the time I first started doing CPR till they got the first pulse after 6 shocks with a AED machine. So that was a long time. The ER stabilized Cliff, and then very soon after, a short period after CPR, they whisked him into surgery, and the cardiologist put one stent in his heart.
But on these particular occasions, when you get to really go and meet somebody, and it's that total feel-good moment that we probably all do this job for.
Went in February 11th and I was released on March 9th.
Hello.
Hi guys.
Hello. How's it going? Hi, puppy. Hello, sir.
Nice to meet you, sir.
Were you part of
again?
this regime?
Yeah,
I
he
was,
sure
yeah, I
was.
Good to see you again.
Thank you. And you, sir?
I'm Austin.
You were a helper too?
I was there too. Yep, absolutely.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. Glad you're doing better.
I don't know what to say.
Well,
You guys are great.
3 weeks ago, you were dead in front of me. And now you're back talking, you're back with your family. That's the reward of our jobs right there, kind of made concrete for us, and certainly for me.
I can blame my sore chest on you.
That's my fault.
yeah.
It's knowing that at the end of the day, I hope I've made a difference. I think if you ask any dispatcher, that's what our goal is. When we leave here, when we come here, we want to make a difference. And I felt after hearing that great news, I made a difference that night.
We should be eternally grateful that a small community like this has first responders that are doing everything right.
I would like to tell Barbara, she was a rock star. She did so great. She was getting so tired, and I kept encouraging her, and she kept going. She was a rock star.
She bought time for us, and that's what's so important, because the clock starts ticking very quickly when you don't have a pulse.
This doesn't happen this way all the time, and it's really, really neat to be able to shake somebody's hand that you've had a part in saving their life.
Just a huge amount of gratitude for Barb's perseverance when she was alone, sticking with it and getting people to help. And then of course, Kevin, when the police department showed up, and they stepped right up, and people should be knowledgeable that this is the kind of trained civil servants they have here in town, and we're glad we do. Should really be glad we have these folks. Treat them well. Treat them well.